Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again here to a Virtual Racing Network. As you can see here tonight, we're at Williams Grove Speedway. But before we get into all of the racing details, that will be Nick's jobs here tonight. Before we do that, we've got to thank the sponsors for tonight's race and tonight's broadcast. On the racing side of things, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the following sponsors. Those do include South Texas Speedway, Team of VLR themselves coming on board here to run this show, Kenny Wallace Dirt Racing Experience, and of course, you can't forget about Hanover Wrecker Service. They are also a sponsor of tonight's broadcast. All cautions are brought to you by Hanover Wrecker Service, and this is a track where they may get their money's worth here tonight. On the broadcast side of things, we also have a few other partners involved. Those include Northwest Racing Series, Wool's Beard Co. Beard Balm, Race on Texas, Sim Speed Shop, iBog, Racecore, and of course, as we mentioned, Hanover Wrecker Service, On the Edge Motorsports, and Huffman Designs. Make sure you check out all these great partners on their social media sites, and we are going to hand it down to Nick. So Nick, of course, welcome back to the booth, and we're going to hand it over to you.
Thanks so much, Charles. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for night number 4 of the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Tonight, we are at one of what I would consider the most difficult racetracks in the iRacing service, Williams Grove Speedway. Here in beautiful Pennsylvania, we have got a half-mile, it's always referred to as a paperclip. It's very long straightaways, very tight corners, some serious speed going to be carried down the straightaways this evening. Of course, very close points battle, 35 points separate our top 10 in the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series point standings. And your point leader is still Hayden Cardwell after winning 2 of the first 3 races in the series. Dylan Wilson out of California in second spot. Howard Weaver, of course, the driver out of Tennessee, there in third. Another Californian, James Edens, finds himself in fourth spot. Dylan Fox out of Wisconsin in the fifth position. Shad Prescott out of Missouri there in sixth. Alex Bergeron, the Canadian phenom from Quebec, in seventh. Adam Elby, another California driver, in the eighth position. Kevin Deadman out of North Carolina in the ninth spot. And rounding out our top 10 from the great state of New York, it is Mr. Blake Majulis. Of course, like I said, Hayden Cardwell finds himself atop the standings after dominating the first 2 weeks of the series here, picking up the win on those first two nights at Charlotte Motor Speedway back on January 29th, and Lanier National Speedway there on the 5th of February. Last week's winner at Volusia on the 12th, that was Austin Carr. Austin, a wild card in the series. His first night was last weekend, picking up the win there at Volusia Speedway. Like I said, tonight we are at Williams Grove. It'll be a 60-lap main event this evening. Of course, looks like we've got looks like we're a little over 50 cars. I see 51 here signed in according to my count. So, it's a good problem to have when 51 is your lowest car count out of the last 3 weeks. Of course, this series is paid series. I believe it's a $200. No, I think it's more than that, actually. I have to check my contingency prizes. But the winner of this 8-week series going to get quite a good payout. Of course, there is a $200 value racing experience from the Kenny Wallace Dirt Racing Experience. Can't leave those folks out. A 20-lap experience in any car, any track they stop at here in 2019. Going to go to the winner of the series. And, of course, we cannot thank them enough for coming on board, giving us kind of, a sense of real-world legitimacy here for this series for the team, the VLR guys here in the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Of course, we want to thank Team VLR, Victory Lane Racing, for putting the series on, and South Texas Speedway for partnering up. Of course, Charles ran through these guys earlier, the Virtual Racing Network. Of course, Charles's group, the best of the best when it comes to iRacing broadcasts, as far as I'm concerned. It has been an absolute pleasure to work with Charles and the group there at VRN these last few weeks, and just check out their YouTube channel, the Facebook page, all that good stuff. Go like and subscribe to everything Charles puts out. You won't be disappointed. And, of course, Hanover Hanover Wrecker Service coming on with us as the official caution sponsor of these races. I heard Charles mention earlier they may very well get a workout tonight. This racetrack, I got a feeling, is going to prove to be difficult with the speeds that these drivers are going to be carrying down the straightaways and these super sharp corners. Once this thing goes dry slick, it is going to be a handful in a heartbeat. Right now, your quick time of pre-race practice belongs to the 7 car of Mr. Hayden Cardwell. A 19.384 is the quick lap so far in pre-race practice for Hayden. Chad Prescott second with a 19.417. Blake Majulis third, a 19.430. Dylan Hauser fourth, a 19.464. And Kendall Tucker rounding out the top 5 with a 19.470. It looks like we're going to move on out of single or pre-race practice here. We're going to roll on into single car qualifying. Each of these drivers going to get a chance to make 3 laps around the racetrack here and put down their best absolute elapsed time, and that will determine how they start our heat races this evening. Of course, heat races, once again, going to be a 12-lap affair with the top 4 drivers moving on to the feature directly. Of course, I'm monitoring the chat here. We're broadcasting live from several locations this evening. The Race on Texas Facebook page, I've got the chat there. Bruce Norwick, thanks for tuning in, brother. We are absolutely back. We are ready to see some dirt fly here as we move on into qualifying. We're broadcasting, like I said, at the Race on Texas Facebook page. Of course, the Team VLR Facebook page as well. The Virtual Racing Network's Facebook page and a YouTube channel also broadcasting the stream there for us. So if you like what you're seeing, give us a shout there in the stream. We'll give you a shout out here over the broadcast. Of course, feel free to share this broadcast as well with anybody and everybody that you think may enjoy what they're seeing. Halfway through, this is the halfway point of our 8-week series this weekend here. With the Team VLR group. Of course, we had a little bit of controversy last week. We had some D1RT drivers and 06 racing drivers get together. I believe it was Chad Prescott, and I forget the name of the other driver. But Blake Cannon, that's who it was, Blake Cannon. Cannon ended up being served a suspension for the week. So it got hot and heavy on the opening lap there of the feature at Volusia. So it just goes to show that these races are monitored. They are administrated very well, and problems that we have are handled swiftly through the admins here with Team VLR. I believe it's KT King and Stephen Calavoda doing the administration work, reviewing all of the incidents and assigning penalties where they feel needed. And unfortunately for Cannon, he was given a 1-week suspension. Not going to be competing here with us this weekend. I tell you what, though, folks, Hayden Cardwell has got some redemption to find after last week's defeat, but he's atop the pre-race qualifying as well as practice. Quickest car in practice, quickest car in qualifying right now with a 19.778. That is the best lap so far in single car qualifying. And the session winding down here in the last few seconds of pre-race qualifying. Looks like we're winding them down. Once again, still Hayden Cardwell on the top of the standings. Dylan Fox in second, just 0.06 of a second separate those two. Bruce, I really appreciate the compliment there, brother. We are just glad you're here with us. It's a lot of fun to do these races on Tuesday night. We get some great late model action here with Team VLR and the guys that they bring, the racers they bring to their shows. It's going to be a great race here at Williams Grove Speedway. Very excited to get things underway. Like I said, Hayden Cardwell atop the qualifying standings by 6/1000ths of a second. So it's going to be some close racing all night long, I believe, just judging on where we ended up with qualifying. So we're going to go right on into heat race number 1. Hayden Cardwell gonna be on the pole after that qualifying effort there. Dylan Wilson will be on the outside in the 80 car. The field starting to take the grid on the front straightaway. They're gonna line up behind the iRacing.com pace truck. There's Hayden Cardwell on the inside in that Evil Ones graphics paint job. H&M Motorsports along for the ride there. The Napa Auto Parts number 7 machine inside the front row. To his outside, the Victory Circle Racing. Friesen Chevrolet D1RT Racing, Trevor Fitz Racing, number 80 machine. That's going to be Dylan Wilson on the outside of the front row. Inside row number 2, that's going to be the 52 machine of James Edens. And alongside James in the 42 car, that is going to be Virgil Graham in the Extreme Race Graphics number 42. Next row back on the inside, the 14, another one of those beautiful Evil One graphics paint jobs. That's the 14 H&M sponsored number 14 of J.D. Brown. He'll be alongside the 01 of Tyler Hudson. Next row back on the inside, Shane James, the HRE Motorsports number 3 machine, going to be inside of row number 4. He'll be alongside the 34 of the Dyno One Incorporated sponsored number 34. That is Terry Wolf. Next row back on the inside, the 75. The Bad Racing number 75 machine. That is Mr. Benji Killian. A great paint job for Benji tonight, debuting that new scheme here with us. On the outside, the 331, they're going to be Dustin Hall. Another one of those awesome Evil One graphics paint jobs on the 331 machine. Joey Lamb finds himself inside of row number 6 in the 81 machine. He's alongside the 097 TeamVLR.com backed machine. That is Rocky Battenfield and Kevin Forseer. Going to be on the inside, actually all by himself. Got the Canadian flag there, the maple leaf on the 967 machine. That is row number 7, and Forseer finds himself at the back of this pack, trying to make his way towards the front. He's got a long way to go and a short time to get there. But we'll see how he can handle heat race number 1. I expect these things to tick by pretty quickly here. The speed is going to be absolutely incredible around this racetrack here, Williams Grove Speedway, known for its high-speed racing, and we are sure to see some here tonight as we get ready to take the green flag off of turn number 4. Heat race number 1 underway. Adam Huggins, thank you for tuning in, sirs. We go green off the 4th corner down the front straightaway. It's Hayden Cardwell leading the field down into the first set of corners, and the car washes wide on entry. We've already got a couple of cars beating and banging on one another back there in the back. That looks like Dustin Hall and Joey Lamb getting together. That's 10th and 11th on the racetrack. We head down into turn number 3. And your leader on lap number 1 going to be the 7 car of Hayden Cardwell. Dylan Wilson in 2nd spot. James Edens hanging on to 3rd. Virgil Graham there in 4th. Those are your top 4 transfers. Remember, once again, the top 4 drivers transferred directly into the main event this evening. And instead of having to run that alphabet soup, they get to transfer directly to tonight's 60-lap main event here at Williams Grove Speedway. Once again, your 4th and final transfer spot belongs to the 42 machine. The Extreme Racing Graphics number 42, that's Virgil Graham. In your 4th and final transfer spot, got his hands full right now with the H&M Automotive backed number 14 machine. The Evil One Graphics number 14, that is J.D. Brown right now in the 5th spot, trying to get around Graham there. Has come close a couple of times, but Virgil Graham just able to make that bottom line work through the 2nd set of corners again. The car a little bit snug on entry there. You can see Graham solid on the wheel in the 42 machine, trying to keep it glued to the bottom of the racetrack for now. Seems to be the fastest way around. We hop back up front, 4 laps complete, 8 laps to go here in heat race number 1. Hayden Cardwell still your leader by 0.413 seconds. Over Dylan Wilson in 2nd spot, the D1RT Motorsports number 80 machine. Falling back a little bit further behind, that time the lead was a 0.421 seconds, so not too much. But Hayden Cardwell able to keep about a half-second advantage over 2nd spot. Cardwell now slides up to the top of the racetrack off of 3 and 4. A little bit different line in the 2nd set of corners for the number 7 machine. The H&M Automotive backs number 7 car. Hanging on to that top spot, but the gap a little bit smaller that time. 0.414 seconds was the lead that time by the stripe. These first 2 cars, however, Hayden Cardwell and Dylan Wilson starting to walk away from James Edens. Edens 1.3 seconds out of the top spot. Almost a second behind Dylan Wilson there. So these top 2 cars pulling away just a little bit here in heat race number 1. Going to be coming across the line this time with 8 laps down. Going to be 4 to go. Here we go. 4 laps to go here for Hayden Cardwell. Robert Wyman, thanks for tuning in this evening, brother. Good to have you watching. Hope you like what you're seeing. Once again, if you do, folks, feel free to share the stream with anybody and everybody. that you think might enjoy some good dirt late model racing here from iRacing. Of course, once again, the Virtual Racing Network, Charles Wooten, giving us all these great camera angles, the fantastic shots. All the footage that you're watching is courtesy of Charles. I just get to talk about it. It looks great, and I hope everybody enjoys what they're seeing, as problems for James Edens is going to put him out of a transfer spot. Edens going to slip well on back into the field. Goes from running third to about sixth on the racetrack. Edens slipping well back in the field out of a transfer spot. Hayden Cardwell still your leader. Dylan Wilson now 0.355 seconds out of that top spot. A big gap back to Virgil Graham, 2.62 seconds. In third spot, J.D. Brown, now your fourth and final transfer position. The H&M Automotive back to number 14 machine. Riding around in that fourth and final transfer spot. 11 laps complete. We're working the final lap, this time off of turn number 4. It looks like the winner going to be Hayden Cardwell in the 11 machine. So Cardwell should start on the pole of the A main this evening. Dylan Wilson coming across the line in second. Virgil Graham third. J.D. Brown, your fourth and final transfer spot. Heat race number 2 should be rolling onto the Speedway here in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, it'll be a 12-lap affair. The top 4 drivers going to go on into tonight's main event. Once again, 60 laps here on the half-mile dirt oval. Yeah, something happening to James Edens there with about 2 laps to go. Had a solid third-place finish locked down. Something goes away there. And Edens dropping back to a 6th place, and that's where he will finish. He'll unfortunately have to run one of the consolation races this evening. Heat race number 2 on the racetrack right now, ladies and gentlemen, getting lined up. The D1 RT Sim Sports number 999. That is Dylan Fox, going to be on the inside of the front row. And on the outside into 39, we've gone plain Jane this evening. Adam Elby out of California going to be outside that front row with probably his best shot so far of the series to race directly into the main event. Going to be outside the front row in heat race number 2. Dirty Grass Soul frontman Kevin Dedman going to be in the inside of the second row there in the 22 machine, the Nosback number 22 car. He'll be alongside your 2018 iRacing World of Outlaw Late Model Points champion, the iRacing iFlag number 24 machine. That is Zach Leonardi. Next row back on the inside, that's the third row. Inside will be Eric Hugh in the Bojangles Lucas Oilback number 5 machine. And Hugh going to be alongside last week's feature winner, the Water Truck Productions True Form Race Products number 1 machine of Austin Carr. Kendall Tucker, the Easy Go 06 Motorsports All-Star Performance number 00 machine, going to find himself inside of row number 4. He'll be alongside the Bang sponsored number 10 machine of Skylar Brown. It's Bang Energy Drink, I do believe. Next row back, the 9 car, the 09, the Kryptonite, No Name Motorsports, Flatline Graphics sponsored 09 machine. That is going to be Cody Turchi. And Cody going to be alongside the Schaefer Specialized Lubricants iRacing iFlag 44 machine of Leodin Pena. Next row back, the 6th row on the inside, the accelerated Victory Lane Racing number 37 is going to be Randall Carter. He'll be alongside the Black Rifle Coffee Company number 20 machine of Brandon Schmidt. And all by his lonesome in row number 7, the Centerville Smoke Shop number 11 machine, that is going to be Brian Wax. Back up front we go, ladies and gentlemen. The green flag is out. We are underway with heat race number 2. Good start off the inside for Dylan Fox, the D1 RT Sim Sports 999 machine out in front. As we go down the backstretch for the first time into turn number 3. Adam Elby there in second position. Some good racing for the 3rd and 4th spot between Kevin Dedman and Zach Leonardi. That pair, that's your second row starter. They are still side by side into turn number 1. Those drivers not playing around here, ladies and gentlemen. We complete lap number 1, almost done with lap 2, as your leader Dylan Fox driving off the top side of turn number 4. He'll lead lap 2 by 0.358 seconds over the California driver Adam Elby in the 39 car. Zach Leonardi has now gotten around Kevin Dedman there for the third spot. Dedman back to your fourth and final transfer position. He's got his hands full with last week's feature winner, Austin Carr. Carr, like I said, a wild card in the series, coming over here to take some money. Each one of these races paying $50 to the winner. So Austin picking up $50 for the effort last week. Looking to do the same thing again here, but the Dirty Grass Soul front man, Kevin Dedman, out in the fourth and final transfer position. Looks like Austin looking to the outside there of the Water Truck Productions True Form Race Products #1 machine. Looking to the outside for that fourth and final transfer spot. We hop back up front. It's .618 seconds the lead that time for Dylan Fox over Adam Elby. Fox, the D1RT Motorsports. Or SimSport, excuse me, 999 machine working the bottom side of turn number 4. Leads yet another lap. We're 5 down, 7 to go here in heat race number 2. Still year leader Dylan Fox over Adam Elby down the backstretch, this time back into turn number 3. Once again, night number 4, excuse me, of the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. We are slowly working our way towards spring. Real racing season about to pick up here in my neck of the woods. We've already done some racing at 281 Speedway this past weekend with the Lone Star Stock Car Tour, the IMCA Stock Cars taken to the racetrack. If you want to see some great racing action from all over the great state of Texas, you're going to want to check out raceontexas.com, one of the sponsors here for the Victory or the Virtual Racing Network and the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Raceontexas.com. Got a great subscription-based dirt track racing service from all over the state of Texas and Louisiana. Some great racing there from raceontexas.com. We are now 8 laps through. We got a yellow flag on the racetrack. First one I've seen in a heat race in quite some time. Yellow flag coming to the surface here. And we will get everybody re-racked and restacked and should be getting ready here to go. Get things back underway. Heather Williams, Amanda Clark, thank you ladies for tuning in this evening. If you're looking for the 07 of Howard Weaver, he should be either in the next race or the 4th heat race, I do believe. So it looks like the yellow flag coming out there for the 24 of Zach Leonardi. Getting sideways, saved the car though, but the yellow was out anyway. That's an iRacing yellow flag right there, ladies and gentlemen. So we got them re-racked, restacked. It'll be a single file restart here. It will be Dylan Fox out in front. We've completed 9 laps. We'll have 10 laps complete this time by the flag stand. So it'll be a 2-lap dash for Kevin Dedman to get back around Zach Leonardi. Austin Carr has passed them both. So Carr up to that 3rd spot. Adam, I wish I was working the World of Outlaw race this weekend. I plan on being in attendance. It's like one of the few races that I get to go and just enjoy the race. I definitely plan on making the trip to Cotton Bowl to catch out the World of Outlaw sprint cars. That's this Friday night. CottonBowlSpeedway.com if y'all want to look that up. Take a look there. Grab yourself a ticket. I know I plan on being there, but no, Adam, I wish I was working. That would be awesome. But I'll just be watching this weekend, this Friday night there. Getting ready, geared up for March 1st, my first race there at Heart of Texas Speedway in Waco, Texas. And then a week after that, I'll be down at South Texas Speedway there in Corpus Christi for the Jerry Whitaker Memorial, the first one, the inaugural Jerry Whitaker Memorial. That's going to be March 7th, 8th, and 9th. That will be broadcast through Race on Texas. You're going to want to stay tuned for details about that. We go back green flag racing, ladies and gentlemen. 1 lap for Kevin Dedman to get back around your 2018 World of Outlaw late model champion, Zach Leonardi. I don't think it's going to be enough. Leonardi going to hang on for that 4th and final transfer spot. Kevin Dedman going to have to race his way in through the B main this evening. Dylan Fox is your winner. Adam Elby in 2nd spot. Austin Carr 3rd. Zach Leonardi, your 4th and final transfer spot. Ashley Velasquez, thank you so much for tuning in. We are moving on to heat race number 3 here for the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series night number 4. Once again, coming to you from Williams Grove Speedway this evening. Heat race number 3. going to be led to that green flag by the 127 out of New York. Your 10th place points runner right now, Blake Majulis in the 127. His outside, the H&M Automotive number 96 machine is Nick Daffern. A good run for Nick in qualifying this evening. Up on the outside of this front row here in heat race number 3. Second row back on the inside, the Ultimate Dirt TV ASU Media Speedway footage. That's the number 2 car of Dylan Hauser. He'll be alongside the 13. The Madman Motorsports, Colby's Eye Paints, Vic Hill Racing Engines, number 13 machine of DJ Kilinowski. Third row back on the inside, another one of those beautiful Evil One graphics paint jobs. There's actually a pair of them, also backed by H&M Automotive. Both these drivers, the 71, Richard Spar. The 97 on the outside is David Sutton. Next row back on the inside, the Mode Media House, Mode Motorsports, number 9 machine of Justin Thomas. He'll be alongside the Caprone Screen Printing Graphic Design, number 23. That's Jeremy Caprone. Row number 5 on the inside, a beautiful paint job here on the 240 machine. That's going to be Brad Moore. He'll be alongside the Brian Tooley Racing Demon Race Engines, number 47 of Lucas Chowning. Row number 6 on the inside, another HRE Motorsports entry. The number 78 is Chris Arencia, and Chris going to be alongside the Bam Bam theme, number 29 machine. That's going to be Scott Dobbs. All by himself in row number 7, the Madman Motorsports Vic Hill Racing Engine. Number 17, also backed by Colby's Eye Paints there. That is going to be Aaron Kitchen. 13 cars. Once again, the field here for heat race number 3. We should be getting the green flag this time off of turn 4. Blake Majulis and Nick Daffern going to lead them to it. Daffern had a look to the outside. Majulis stabs the throttle, gets a great jump off the bottom and a good shot down the front boulevard into turn number 1. It's already heating up there for second spot. Oh, Daffern going to get hung out to dry. Going to lose 1 spot, possibly 2. Daffern able to hang on to the 3rd spot and is now right back up there door to door with Dylan Hauser for the 3rd spot. Blake Majulis is your race leader with 1 lap in the books. Dylan Hauser there in 2nd spot. Nick Daffern is in the 3rd position. DJ Kilinowski challenging now around the outside. Looks like Kilinowski going to make the move off the outside of turn number 4. He'll take over the 3rd spot. Nick Daffern back to the 4th and final transfer position as we are working now on lap number 3. Here comes David Sutton on the inside in one of those beautiful Evil One graphics paint jobs there, the Napa Auto Parts H&M Automotive back number 97 machine. 1 spot out of a transfer right now in the 5th position. Chasing down a teammate there, another Evil One graphics paint job, and we've got another yellow here on the racetrack. Looks like Chris Arencia getting together there with Scott Dobbs in the back of the pack. That's going to give us a yellow here in heat race number 3. Going to be 4 laps complete here as we cross the start-finish line course in the heat races. These caution flags, do count. Caution laps do count. Once again, Hanover Wrecker Service, our official caution flag sponsors here for the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, coming up in April, I believe the dates on that, real quick. Hello to Miss Elizabeth Ann Mayhew. Thanks for tuning in, Elizabeth. Good to have you here, Liz. Wesley Taylor tuning in. Absolutely. We are going right now, brother. And Tim DeSwart watching as well. Good to have all of you tuning into the broadcast this evening. Once again, if you like what you see, please feel free to share it. Don't forget, folks, like I said, coming up here in April, we're going to have the 13th annual, actually I believe it's the 12th annual, Schaefer's Spring Fling with Team VLR. Going to be $12,000 purse, $3,000 going to the winner. So you are going to want to look out for that for sure. Let me grab those dates real quick. I'll get those to you. Once again, it's going to be in April. You're going to want to watch out for that for sure. Going to be some great racing from Team VLR. Ben Shelton going to be on the call for that one along with Tommy Rowe Jr. Going to be a great show. You are not going to want to miss out, ladies and gentlemen. I do believe that I believe the event is over 75% full already. So any of you iRacing drivers, if you're not registered, you're listening to this right now, watching the stream, if you're not registered for the 12th annual Spring Fling, you are going to want to get registered as quickly as possible. And it was 75% full back a week ago, or almost a week ago. You are definitely going to want to look out for that, folks. Try to get registered for that if you think you can run up there with the big dogs. It's $12,000 in cash and prizes on the line, $3,000 to the winner of the Spring Fling coming up here on April 9th and 10th. You are not going to want to miss it. We are back green flag racing with 7 laps complete, working lap number 8 right now. 7 down, 5 to go here in heat race number 3. Majula still your leader. Dylan Hauser in second. DJ Kilanowski is third. Nick Daffern in the 4th and final transfer spot. Back down the front stretch into turn number 1. The lead that time by the stripe was 0.582 seconds for Blake Majulis. Very comfortable. The car seems very, very stable coming through the corners. These corners so tight, especially down there in turn 3 and 4. The track much narrower than it is over here in 1 and 2. You can see coming through the corner, the first set of corners right now, a much more sweeping racetrack. You got a lot more room before the wall comes into play. And we come back down here into turns 3 and 4. Things get tight, quick, fast, and in a hurry. You have got to be super careful coming through turns 3 and 4. We're now 10 down and 2 to go. The battle is heating up for second spot. Dylan Hauser in the THY Designs number 2 machine, holding off DJ Kilanowski for now. Kilanowski in the Coggins Farm Colby's iPaints 13 tags the wall there in turns 3 and 4. Nick Dafford still your 4th and final transfer spot. Dafford in a bit of a no man's land right now. Pretty comfortable cushion on either side of the race car. Got plenty of room and not really under a challenge from anybody right now. 120 miles an hour down the back straightaway for Blake Majulis that time into turn number 3. A lap of 19.991 seconds is going to be the best one of the heat race. And indeed, Blake will take the win here in heat race number 3. Hauser, Kilanowski, and Daffern round out the top 4 transfer spots. Our 4th and final heat race of the night, ladies and gentlemen, going to be coming up now. We'll be moving on into our 4th and final heat race of the evening. Once again, 12-lap affair. Top 4 drivers going to go directly into the main event this evening. A 60-lap main event here at Williams Grove Speedway. And if we do it the same way we've been doing it in previous weeks, the first 30 laps, caution laps, will count. And then the last 30, we will manually score the laps. There will be no caution laps counted for the last half of the feature tonight. Heat race number 4 on the pole in the Nuabo and Sign Shop at Kenny's number 12 machine. It's the Canadian Phenom, Alex Bergeron. To his outside, we're going to have the 54 in the Wicked Cushion. Number 54 machine, that is going to be Chase Cabaret. Tyler Ducharme, the Sim Racing Authority, number 25 machine, going to be inside row number 2. He'll be alongside the Hanover Wrecker Service, Team VLR, RaceOnTexas.com, number 07 machine, also sponsored by iRacing iFlag. That is going to be Mr. Howard Weaver. Looks like we're missing the 21 of Benjamin Nading. Benjamin was supposed to be inside of row number 3. That's going to put, looks like Cole Harvey in the Evil One Graphics H&M Automotive number 85. Out of that third row, he'll be alongside the 41 of Shad Prescott, the D1RT Trevor Fitz Racing number 41. Next row back is going to be Thomas Coggins. On the outside, he'll be joined by Blake Brown on the inside there in the 74, the iRacing iFlag number 74 of Blake Brown. Next row back will be Darren Luttrell, the HRE Motorsports VP Racing Fuels number 68 machine. He'll be alongside the Dead Zone Racing number 8 machine of Cole Newhofer, the youngest competitor in the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series, 15 years of age, and was also your 305 category 305 racing champion in the RaceOnTexas.com Sprint Car Series. Tyler Blankenship, the iRacing iFlag Hanover Wrecker Service 316 is the 12th and final starter here of heat race number 1. We are underway and down into the first set of corners, and Alex Bergeron going to lead us through turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway we go. We got one backing around into the infield catch fence. That looks like the 74 of Blake Brown. I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, these straightaways are so tight, or so long, and so narrow. It's really, there's not a lot of room going on down here. Not a lot of room around. So some cars getting together there on the first lap down the back chute. Blake Brown, unfortunately, getting the short end of that stick and going to end up in the wall. We will get a caution flag here in the heat race number 4. Once again, folks, want to thank the fine folks at Hanover's Record Service for sponsoring our caution flags here. Maybe more caution flags than we would have hoped this evening, but nonetheless, Hanover Record Service coming on board, sponsoring the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series, and we can't thank those fine folks enough for helping us out and sponsoring some great racing and a great series here with the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Of course, South Texas Speedway, that's my racing home on Saturday nights. The weekly race announcer down there in Corpus Christi, Texas. Steve Whitaker Jr. and the gang down there run a great show. A lot of improvements being made to the facility and the racing. So looking forward to what 2019 brings. Hope to see a bunch of you down there every Saturday night starting March 7th, 8th, and 9th with the inaugural Jerry Whitaker Memorial. $2,000 to win each Thursday and Friday for our limited modifieds or Southern Sport mods. And then on Saturday night, $8,900 to the winner on Saturday night there at South Texas Speedway. Once again, that's March 7th, 8th, and 9th. If you want to watch the action live, you can tune in to raceontexas.com. There should be some broadcast packages. We'll get the details out to you just as quick as we can. Of course, can't thank the Virtual Racing Network and Charles Wooten enough, Team VLR as well as not last but not least, the Kenny Wallace Dirt Racing Experience, like I said before, bringing us some real-world legitimacy here with the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Of course, Kenny Wallace Dirt Racing Experience, a 20-lap experience in any car at any racetrack that show stops at in 2019, going to the winner of this 8-week series. And speaking of winners, Alex Bergeron, no stranger to victory lane, was 3rd place in the World of Outlaws 2018 series through iRacing for the super late models, and 2nd place in the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series in 2018. So a very, very versatile driver leading heat race number 4 in the 12 machine. We complete lap number 5. That time around, 5 down, 7 to go. Miss Deb, how are you this evening? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Cody Beto, my beer buddy from down there at South Texas Speedway, one of the best and most knowledgeable beer connoisseurs I have ever met in my life is Cody Beto. Thanks for tuning in, Beto. Good to see you here tonight. We are rolling through here, folks, halfway done with heat race number 4, our 4th and final heat race. Alex Bergeron still out in front by 0.323 seconds over Chase Cabray. The Wicked Cushion number 54 machine in 2nd spot. It's a battle for 3rd with Tyler Ducharme holding down the fort right now on the outside of the racetrack. Howard Weaver trying to sneak around in there. The Hanover Record Service number 07 machine, the iRacing iFlag sponsored 07 car, working the bottom of turns 1 and 2, trying to get good drive off the bottom of the racetrack and take over that 3rd spot. Not going to be enough that time around. We swap lines. Ducharme to the bottom of the racetrack in 3 and 4. Weaver up top. The car's up on the bars down the front straightaway. 115 miles an hour for both drivers as we enter turn number 1. Still going to be Ducharme in the 3rd spot, Weaver in 4th. A good battle behind those two drivers, and that's for the 5th position with Cole Harvey in the 85 machine. Doing battle right now with Shad Prescott. Remember, Prescott getting caught up in that first lap altercation last week at Volusia Speedway Park there on the bottom of turn number 4. Puts a slide job on Harvey for 5th spot, and he'll hang on to the position coming off of turn number 2. We jump back up front, watching Alex Bergeron hold off a hard charge and hard fight and Chase Cabray. In 2nd position, Tyler Ducharme still got his hands full with Weaver through the first set of corners. Ducharme in the 25 machine, the Sim Racing Authority back number 25 car, just nose to tail with Weaver down the backstretch. Weaver a little squirrely on entry there in turn number 3. That's going to cost him precious ground in the 07 machine. Weaver once again into turn number 1, chasing Ducharme. Ducharme slides wide off of turn number 2. Weaver trying to cross down and make a move underneath him. 130 miles an hour down the backstretch into turn number 3 for Howard Weaver. That time a great run down the back chute into turn number 3. Racetrack starting to dry out down the front straightaway here in a few specific places as Weaver, well, that's the end of the race. That's what he did that for. He slugged the car into the corner. I thought, oh no, the race was over. Alex Bergeron, Cole Caprade, Tyler Ducharme, and Howard Weaver, your 4 transfer positions. So that's going to roll us into our first consolation race of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. The D main, 12-lap affair. The top 4 cars got to go to the back of the C main. So these drivers here got a long way to go, sort of the alphabet soup, we like to call it here in the racing world. Miss Brenda Salisbury, thank you so much for tuning in. We think it's pretty cool, too. I'm glad you're enjoying what you're seeing. If you like it, please, 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 please share the broadcast. Go ahead and like the Race on Texas Facebook page as well. Go ahead and follow us there. You can follow the Virtual Racing Network as well as Team VLR. Also, go to the Virtual Racing Network's YouTube channel, like that as well. Subscribe to them. Click that bell notification when you so you can get some notifications when more videos come up. So, the D main on the racetrack right now, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, 12 laps the distance. Brandon Schmidt, the Black Rifle Coffee Company, number 20 machine. Going to be on the inside of the front row. He'll be alongside the 240 of Brad Moore. Next row back on the inside, the 316 is Tyler Blankenship, the Hanover Wrecking Service. iRacing, iFlag, number 316. Going to be inside row number 2 alongside the 81 of Joey Lamb. Next row back on the inside, the Kryptonite, No Name Motorsports, Flatline Graphics, number 09 is Cody Turchi. He'll be alongside the Killer Force, Vic Hill Racing Engines, Coggins Farm sponsor, number 17 of Aaron Kitchen. Row number 4 on the inside, the iRacing iFlag team, Victory Lane Racing, Toyota Corolla, Camry I should say. That's the 74 there of Blake Brown. He'll be alongside the 097 of Rocky Battenfield. Randall Carter on the inside of the next row back in the Victory Lane Racing Accelerated number 37. He'll be alongside the HRE Motorsports, number 78 of Chris Arencia, Kevin Forcier, and Brian Wax. The next row back there, that's row 7. And Scott Dobbs, or row 6, and Scott Dobbs by himself, row number 7. We are green and underway here with the D main, and right off the bat, our top 2 cars getting together. A great save there by Brandon Schmidt in the 20 car, but here comes a good run from Brad Moore on the inside of the 3rd corner. They're side by side through the 2nd set of corners there, and it looks like Brandon Schmidt going to be your first lap race leader. Out in front in the 20 car, the Black Rifle Coffee Company number 20 machine. The Sim Graphics backed entry is your leader down the back chute. Once again, Brad Moore in 2nd spot. Tyler Blankenship is 3rd. Oh, and it looks like some contact there between Brandon Schmidt and Brad Moore, and that's going to shuffle Schmidt through the running order down the back of the racetrack, and a whole bunch of carnage is going to ensue. Replay should be coming up there, ladies and gentlemen. I do believe Charles Wooten getting you the best shots, showing you the action there. Unfortunately, the guy coming up with the short end of that stick is Brandon Schmidt, was your race leader. Had it all under control. Got together there with some cars behind him. Looks like it was the 240. That was just a slide job gone wrong there from the 240 of Brad Moore. Not intentional at all, but Moore coming up and just making contact there with the 20 machine of Brad Schmidt, so Moore going to inherit the lead. Unfortunately for Schmidt, he'll shuffle on to the back of the pack. The 2nd spot going to be Blake Brown. Cody Turchi will now be 3rd. Tyler Blankenship going to round out your 4th and final transfer position. Good news for Brandon Schmidt is that happened fairly early on in the race. He'll have, I believe, 8 laps or so. We're working lap number 4 right now. It'll be complete when we cross the start-finish line. But Schmidt will have 8 or so laps to make his way back up through the field and try to get another one of those top 4. Oh, looks like actually that looks like Brad Moore going to be assigned an EOL penalty, and he will rejoin Brandon Schmidt in the back of the pack. After the incident was reviewed by our admins there in race control, that is going to give the lead to Blake Brown. Miss Norma, thanks so much for tuning in this evening. Hi, Mom. Go ahead and say that. My mom is watching. Hi, Mom. Good to have you here. Hope you like what you're seeing. We're back underway, ladies and gentlemen. The D main back at it. Green flag back out. James Mandarin, thanks for tuning in. Steve Powers as well. Blake Majulis watching while you're not racing. Good call. Good call. Watching what the racetrack is doing. We are back underway, like I said, folks, halfway home here in the D main. And Blake Brown out to about an 8/10 of an advantage, 8/10 of a second advantage there over Cody Turchie in the second spot. Tyler Blankenship and Chris Orencia are now your 4 transfer positions. Orencia got his hands full with Randall Carter. Carter on the outside looking in right now in that 5th position. You see several cars back here towards the middle of the pack, ladies and gentlemen, with some bent sheet metal there on the right side towards the back. Like we've talked about before, this newer damage model here with these late models can really affect the handling of the race car if that spoiler crinkles too much on the right-hand corner there. You can find yourself going backwards quick, fast, and in a hurry with too much damage on the right side there. We got a good battle heating up for the second spot given to Turchie around the outside of Blankenship. Blankenship trying to hold on to that 3rd spot now as he's coming under fire from the 78. Here comes Randall Carter on the inside. Carter in the 37, looking to grab that 4th and final transfer spot around Chris Orencia. We've got 9 complete, 3 to go. Orencia now on the rear bumper there of Blankenship, and he smacks the wall. Orencia hard into the outside retaining wall again through turns 3 and 4. 10 laps down, 2 sticks in the air, 2 laps to go for Blake Brown in the iRacing iFlag Caprone screen printing and graphic design number 74 machine. Brown has inherited the lead there on lap number 3 and is making it happen out in front. 11 laps complete, 1 lap to go here for the 74 machine in the D main. Once again, the top four guys go on into the C, where they'll have to race for position starting in the B main through the 3rd and 4th corners for the final time. The checkered flag going to be in the air. The win going to go to Blake Brown. Cody Turchie will be in 2nd spot. Tyler Blankenship 3rd. And looks like it was Chris Orencia grabbing that 4th and final transfer position. Those 4 drivers going to go on into the C main this evening. Joe R.C. Jr., thanks for tuning in this evening, brother. Glad to have you here. John Barry, you as well. Yeah, get Bubba McEachern over here, one of the finer racing car drivers over in the East Texas, West Louisiana area. Bubba, get over here and watch with us, man. We are getting ready to go racing here in the C main, ladies and gentlemen. 16 laps going to be the distance this time. Once again, top 4 drivers going to be going on into the B main this evening. Thomas Coggins in the Madman Motorsports Vic Hill Racing Engines number 88 machine going to be on the inside of the front row. Coggins Farm and Killer Focus, as well as Kobe's Eye Paints, also along for the ride on the 88 machine. The HRE Motorsports number 3 car, that is going to be Shane James on the outside of row number 1. The Bang Energy Drink Team VLR number 10 machine, that's going to be Skylar Brown there on the inside of row number 2. He'll be alongside the Caprone Screen Printing Graphic Design number 23 of Jeremy Caprone. Cole Newhoffen going to be on the inside of row number 3, the Dead Zone Racing number 8 machine. He'll be alongside the BADD Bad Motorsports number 75 of Benji Killian. Leoden Pena, the Schaefer Specialized Lubricants, iRacing iFlag number 44, going to be on the inside of row number 4. He'll be alongside the Brian Tooley Racing, Demon Race Engines number 47 of Lucas Chowning. Looks like we're missing Darren Luttrell, so that's going to put Blake Brown on the inside of the next row alongside Dustin Hall there in the 331. Of course, Brown was the winner of the D main. Cody Turchi, Tyler Blankenship, Chris Orencia also transferring from that race. We should be getting ready to go green here in just a moment off of turn number 4. Rolling down the backstretch right now underneath the famous bridge here at Williams Grove Speedway, the racetrack starting to slick up around the outside. The pace truck pulls into the infield. We're going to get a green this time off of turn number 4. You can see the line, the track starting to slick up from bottom to top. A nice lane of moisture around the bottom, but it is treacherous down around the inside of this racetrack as you can grab a ute tire or some guardrail as we go green flag racing here. With the C main, we're already going to wad them up there in turn number 1. Looks like everybody... Oh, nope, we've got cars around on the backstretch. That looks like the 331 of Dustin Hall getting upside down. Cody Turchi is involved as well. I believe the 47 of Lucas Chowning was involved. Replay should be queued up and running there for you, ladies and gentlemen. That was a wild, wild crash there on the back of the raceway. Even Calavoda on the admin channel there trying to get everybody calm down, line back up, ready to go. Just wanting these drivers to be respectful of one another on the racetrack, and can't ask for much more than that. Some great racing. Of course, tensions are high. These races pay real money, and these guys are wanting to win a little bit tonight. We're racing hard to get from the C main to the B main to the A, because that's where all the money is. So we trying to make things happen here this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Some guys in the middle of the pack trying to race towards the front. Especially got to watch some of those guys that transferred to the D main there. Blake Brown, Cody Turchi, Blake Brown, Cody Turchi, Tyler Blankenship, Chris Orencia, all transferring out of that last D main race there. So they're going to be trying hard to make their way towards the front. Of course, the replay being reviewed right now by our admins, KT King and Stephen Calavoda there in race control, and they will dole out the penalties when they see fit. And here in just a moment, we should be getting ready to regroup and go back green flag racing. Once again, folks, the Hanover Wrecker Service caution flag back out on the racetrack again this evening. And I tell you what, folks, if you're looking for some big news in the world of virtual racing, of iRacing here, stay tuned. Take a look at the VRN Facebook page. Stay tuned for a big announcement coming from the Virtual Racing Network for 2019. Some great things in the works that I can't really tell you much else about. So just keep your eyes glued to the VRN Facebook page, ladies and gentlemen. If you like what you see, some great things could be coming in the future, or should be coming in the future, from the group there at the Virtual Racing Network. Once again, the Hanover Wrecker Service caution flag out this evening, once again here in the C main. We should be getting ready to go here in just a moment. Thomas Coggins, Skylar Brown, Shane James, and Jeremy Caprone, your top 4 transfers right now. Once again, those drivers will be going on to the B main should they finish in these top 4 positions here in the C main. 4 laps complete, 12 laps to go. We'll cross here the start-finish line one more time. It'll be 5 down and 11 to go, and it's Coggins back on the throttle off of turn number 4. Leads the field down the front stretch into turn number 1. I tell you what, Skylar Brown keeping the car nice and straight there on the entry of the corner. And contrary to popular belief, you've really got to do that with these late models. You've got to keep them straight. You drive the car mostly off the right front. I would actually say completely off the right front wheel. All of that weight transfers there. You get as much contact as you can. You can see the incredible incredible camber angle that these drivers run on the right front tire of these race cars to maintain the contact patch with the racing surface. Coggins really slinging the car through the corners, and it's not going to pay off that time as he finds the outside retaining one there through 3 and 4. 7 laps down, and 9 to go. Here in the C main, a good run there for Skylar Brown through turns 1 and 2 that time. The battle is heating up there for the third spot between Cole Newhoffen and Jeremy Caprone and Shane James. It's a 3-car battle there for the third spot. Cole Newhoffen up to third that time. Jeremy Caprone now into the fourth and final transfer spot, getting around Shane James and Blake Brown. Those drivers finding their way into the B main transfer positions right now, trying to hold off a hard-charging couple of drivers behind them. I tell you what, folks, Caprone has got that Caprone screen printing graphic design Schaefer Specialty Lubricants 23 machine on kill right now. Team VLR backed entry, charging towards the front, trying to maintain his position there. Got Dirty Grass Soul on board as well. Of course, that's the band of Kevin Dedman driving the 22 machine this evening. I tell you what, that is a great battle for the third spot there. Both those drivers with a transfer position. You, of course, want a race for starting position in the B main, but if you're not careful and you get together, you've got Shane James and Blake Brown with their own great battle right there, ready to pounce. 10 laps down, 11 laps down, make it, and 5 to go this time by. Good battle between those two drivers. Still Caprone on the bottom of turns 1 and 2. Newhoffen making it work on the outside. The Dead Zone Racing Camaro, the number 8 machine. Now to the bottom of turns 3 and 4. Maybe playing a little defense. Maybe blocking a little bit there from the 23 machine. Caprone all up over the rear bumper of the 8 machine as we come into turn number 1. Caprone now to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to get a good drive up off the bottom. It's not going to be enough. He's still in the fourth spot. Newhoffen still holding down third. Here comes a good look to the inside. They make contact. Caprone trying not to use up the 8 machine through turns 3 and 4. Now Caprone to the bottom of the racetrack once again in turns 1 and 2. Newhoffen goes up to the top side. A good run for Cole there off the outside of turn number 4. Back up front, the battle has gotten real close here for the lead as we come to 14 down and 2 to go this time by for Thomas Coggins. Once again, both of these drivers with transfers into the B main so far, but you're racing for position. They're going to start in the last 4 spots of that B main should they finish in this order, and they're going to want to get as many positions as they can. Skylar Brown with his best look so far to the inside. The white flag comes out. 15 down and 1 to go here in the C main. Thomas Coggins hanging on to it in the Colby's Eye Paints Madman Motorsports Vic Hill Racing Engines number 88. One more set of quarters here for the Killer Focus machine, and it is another good look to the inside for Skylar Brown. Will it be enough? No. Coggins going to hang on for the win. Brown will be second. Who's going to be third? That's a super close battle. Looks like it will be Cole Newhoffen, and Jeremy Caprone will be your fourth and final transfer spot into the B main. Some good racing there, ladies and gentlemen. Some hard, fast, close racing there, trying to get into this B main, and it looks like we're going to line that race up now. 20 laps here in the last consolation race of the evening. 20 laps the distance. Looks like a 15-car field getting ready to go here. Top 8 cars going to be transferring into the main event. The 20 laps, not a particularly short race, but not very long either. It's a third of the distance we're going to be running here for the main event this evening. So these guys starting towards the back are Thomas Coggins, Skylar Brown, Cole Newhoff, and Jeremy Caprone. They're just transferred out of that C main. They've got enough time that they can make it towards the front, but they've got a lot of heavy hitters there in front of them. Kendall Tucker, James Edens, Shad Prescott, of course Kevin Dedman, and Tyler Hudson, your front row. That's going to be the 01 on the inside there of Hudson. The 22 to the outside will be Dedman. Outside that front row, David Sutton going to be there in the Evil One Graphics paint job. That is a beautiful car, the number 97. The H&M Automotive along for the ride as well. Shad Prescott, the D1 RT Racing. Trevor Fitz Racing, number 41 machine, going to be outside of row number 2. James Edens in the 52 machine going to be inside the fast four back, number 52. Going to be inside the third row there alongside Kendall Tucker, the Easy Go 06 Motorsports, number 00 on the outside. Richard Spar in the 71 machine, going to be inside row 4. He'll be next to the 85 car of Cole Harvey. The Dyno 1 Incorporated number 34 machine of Terry Wolf, going to be inside row 5. And he'll be next to the Wicked Cushion Lucas Oil Racing TV. Bojangles number 5 machine of Eric Hugh. Sixth row back on the inside, the 9 car, going to be the Mode Media House Mode Motorsports, number 9 of Justin Thomas. Thomas going to be alongside your C main winner, the 88 of Thomas Coggins. Next row back will be Skylar Brown and Cole Newhoffen, and Jeremy Caprone, dead last, 15th on this B main event. Of course, Caprone was your winner, Derby winner back in December. The NASCAR Camping World Trucks there at Lanier National Speedway, 100-lap event. Caprone came out on top, so we'll see what he can do here. Can he race his way in? 20 laps to get there. Tyler Hudson fired out of a cannon off the inside of that first row, leads the field to the high side of turn number 1. We've got 3 cars piled up there in the back of the pack. And that is going to give us a Hanover Wrecking Service yellow flag once again. Looks like Skylar Brown, Cole Newhoffen, and Jeremy Caprone tangled up there. May have been some others as well. Replay going to be queued up there for you folks. Should be ready right about now. Once again, Charles Wooten on his game tonight, getting you the best of the best shots from the Virtual Racing Network. Like I said, some big news coming in 2019 for those guys. Of course, you don't want to miss out on some of the biggest racing, the iRacing calendar probably all year long. Coming up on April 9th and 10th, it's the 12th annual Schaefer's Specialty Lubricants Spring Fling, put on by Team VLR, the 12th annual Spring Fling from Schaefer Specialty Lubricants. Of course, $3,000 going to the winner. That's more than a whole bunch of real races these days. $3,000 going to the winner. That's on April 9th and 10th. A $12,000 payout. That's cash and prizes. $12,000. We got a good field. Look to be signed up for that. Like I said, on February 15th, that race was 75% filled. So if it's not sold out, you're going to want to be looking in the next couple of days to get your entry if you think you've got what it takes to race against the best with Team VLR. Of course, you're going to have some drivers from D1 RT Motorsports, probably some 06 Motorsports drivers in there as well, and some good racing going to be April 9th and 10th. Of course, Ben Shelton and Tommy Rowe Jr. are going to be on the call for that one. I'm just going to get to sit back and watch the show. It's going to be a great one. You're not going to want to miss it. That is the 12th annual Schaefer Specialty Lubricants Spring Fling coming up April 9th and 10th. Of course, the Hanover Wrecker Service caution flag out right now. We want to thank Hanover Wrecker Service for sponsoring the caution flags here with the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Speaking of South Texas Speedway, don't forget March 7th, 8th, and 9th. That's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The inaugural Jerry Whitaker Memorial going to be held at South Texas Speedway. $2,000 to win Thursday, $2,000 to win Friday, $8,900 going to the winner on Saturday for the limited modifieds. Factory stocks or pure stocks going to be in competition as well. So we are getting ready for some real racing. We are getting back to some iRacing here on the racetrack at Williams Grove Speedway. 4 laps down and 16 to go here in the B main. Once again, top 8 drivers going to be going on to the main event this evening. Your 8th and final transfer spot belongs to the Lucas Oil Racing TV Bojangles number 5 machine of Eric Hugh. Eric duking it out right now for that 8th spot with Thomas Coggins. Coggins was the winner of your C main, so we've got some drivers from that C main working their way up towards the front, trying to grab some transfer positions. Obviously, Coggins the one within striking distance right now with that best shot at moving on. He's right now in a 3-car battle for that 8th and final transfer spot. Justin Thomas getting around him there at the line. So Coggins back to the 10th spot. He and Thomas having a good battle right now. That's for 10th position, or 9th position, excuse me, on the racetrack. We're now 3 wide through turns 3 and 4 for the 8th and final transfer spot. Some great racing going on here, ladies and gentlemen. The South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Kevin Dedman has gotten around Shad Prescott for the second position, second position. Prescott back to 3rd. It's Kendall Tucker in 4th. David Sutton is 5th. James Edens right now 6th position. Cole Harvey 7th, and rounding out the 8th and final transfer spot, it's still Eric Hugh. Some good racing still going on there right behind your 8th and final transfer position. Jeremy Caprone now doing battle with the 9 car of Justin Thomas, and that is for 9th on the racetrack, excuse me. Some good racing all over the place here in the B main, ladies and gentlemen. The order is shaken up there. We've got a pass for second spot. That is Shad Prescott getting back around Kevin Dedman, and here comes Kendall Tucker on the outside. I think the outside of the racetrack starting to come around here, folks. The bottom may be going away here in the closing stages of the evening. Of course, we're working halfway through our B main right now. 10 down and 10 to go. We got another yellow flag coming out. It's for Cole Harvey this time in the 85. Replay queued up and ready for you, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you now on the screen. Once again, the Hanover Wrecker Service caution flag coming out. One more time here in the B main. We are now 11 laps through this thing. 9 laps to go here. And like I said before, the top 8 cars going to be moving on to the main event this evening. And we'll get set to go immediately after that. We'll have a little bit of a warm-up session there, and then we will move on to our 60-lap main event this evening at Williams Grove Speedway. The first half, the caution flag laps will count. The second 30 laps, they are not going to count. We will manually score those laps. So the first 30 will count no matter what. And then the second ones, we'll write those down, make sure that we know what lap we're on. We'll keep track of all that for you. And should be a good race this evening. Your leader is still Tyler Hudson. A good run for Tyler. Going to be looking to start in the, I believe that would put him 17th on the starting grid this evening. If he wins this race, that just goes to show if you don't transfer out of the heat, it really hurts your chances for a successful evening here at the racetrack. Of course, if you don't transfer out of the heat race, the best you can do by winning the B main is 17th on the grid for 60 laps. And, that sounds like a lot, but these laps tick by so quickly. We're at a pace of about 20.2 seconds right now for the leader, and that's not very far off of where we were in qualifying. So the racetrack really hasn't slowed down very much, and just goes to show that if you don't qualify well and get a good starting spot in that heat race and then finish well in the heat, your night gets a lot more complicated from there on out. So Hudson looking good to win the B main here. We've got we'll have about 6 laps to go the next time we cross the start finish line. So Hudson, can he hang on to it for those 6 more laps? He's got Shad Prescott right behind him. Prescott, no slouch in a late model. The D1RT number 41 machine on the outside, looking in for that win. Down the front stretch we go into turn number 1. Prescott looking to the inside, not going to be enough. The 41 machine slides up the racetrack. Hudson still your leader down the back chute into 3. Hudson running right around the edge of the racetrack here, flirting dangerously close to that catch fence on the outside, coming down the front stretch into turn number 1. Hudson again going topside course. You can see the wider racetrack there in turns 1 and 2. A lot more room there for Hudson in the first set of corners. Under the bridge we go. Going to be 16 laps complete, and 4 to go this time by for Tyler Hudson. Shad Prescott, Kendall Tucker. Oh, another caution flag coming out. This time it's for the 71 of Richard Spar. Replay queued up there for you folks. Charles is going to throw that on the stream there now. Like I said, Hudson out in front. With going to be 17 complete, 3 to go this time by. Prescott in second, Tucker, Dedman, Edith, Sutton, Coggins, and Terry Wolf now your 8th and final transfer position. So Thomas Coggins The only car right now that ran that D main, or C main, excuse me, that has transferred out of the B so far. He's in a transfer position. Cole Newhoffen right now in 10th could pick up 2 more spots and make it in. Jeremy Caproni 11th could pick up 3 more spots and make it in. You know those drivers are hungry, trying to get into this B main so they can race into the A. Yeah, so we had some tensions between some racing camps. I guess you can call it tension that we had last week between Chad Prescott there, the D1RT number 41, and Blake Cannon, one of the 06 drivers. There's a 06 racing driver right now in 3rd spot. That's Kendall Tucker. A little bit of controversy and no love lost between those camps for sure. So we'll see how this goes. Should have 1, maybe 2 laps here to run once the green flag comes back out. Both of the drivers in a transfer position right now, so I don't see the point for any rubbing or contact. So we'll see what happens. We're not going to get the green this time around, and that is going to do it. That's going to end this thing. So they are going to be starting probably side by side come feature time, or one in front of the other. So this will be interesting here to see what plays out between Kendall Tucker, Chad Prescott. Nonetheless, Hudson, Prescott, Tucker, Dedman, Eden, Sutton, Coggins, and Wolf will be your 8 transfer spots into the A main this evening. We're going to finish out the B main here, folks, and we will roll on into a little 5-minute warm-up here. I am going to step away from the microphone just for a second to go grab a drink, and I will be right back. And we get set to go, ladies and gentlemen, for our 60-lap main event here at Williams Grove Speedway. I was checking the racetrack a little bit through that little warm-up session there, and some interesting surface starting to develop here at Williams Grove. Of course, the corners, it's drying out. Of course, you can see the black line through the corners there from the bottom just about to the top of the racetrack. But interestingly, to me anyway, if you get out of the main groove on the straightaway, there's a lot of moisture left, and even down around the bottom in some of these corners, you get a little bit of moisture there on entry of turns 1 and 3, it looks like. So it's going to be interesting to see who can make the bottom work, maybe. And of course, if you can ever run through the middle of these races, it's the safest line. Of course, you run up around the top, and you run the risk of pinging the wall or beating off the outside wall there, and just doing some damage to the car, where you're going to slow yourself down considerably if you keep that up. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what the racers can do with these racing lines. Of course, we've got some humps that have started to develop as well down the front and back straightaways, and it is going to be interesting to see what these guys can do to adjust to the changing racing surface. Of course, Hayden Cardwell, your point leader right now in the series, and the dominant driver for the first 2 weeks. Of course, picking up both of our first 2 races there. Going to start on the pole there in the 7 machine, the Evil One Graphics H&M Motorsport, or H&M Automotive number 7 machine. He'll be alongside the D1RT Sim Sport Supermoon number 999 of Dylan Fox. Blake Magillis with his best starting position of the series so far, going to be there on the inside of row number 2 in the 127. He'll be alongside the New Bowen Sign Shop at Kenny's number 12 machine of Alex Bergeron. Dylan Wilson going to be on the inside of row number 3 in the D1RT Trevor Fitz Racing number 80 machine. He'll be alongside the California driver, Mr. Adam Elby, in the 39. Next row back on the inside, the 2-car, the Ultimate Dirt TV ASU Media Speedway Footage number 2 machine is going to be Dylan Hauser. He'll be alongside the 54, the Wicked Cushion-backed entry, driven by Chase Cabray. Row number 5, it's Virgil Graham and Austin Carr, DJ Kilinowski, Tyler Ducharme, J.D. Brown, Zach Leonardi, Nick Daffern, Howard Weaver, Tyler Hudson, Chad Prescott, Kendall Tucker, Kevin Dedman, James Edens, David Sutton, Thomas Coggins, and Terry Wolf all take the green flag. We motor into turns 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. Hayden Cardwell, your early race leader, coming into turn number 3. Slides up the racetrack off of turn 4, really close to that outside wall as we cross the start-finish line for the first time. It's Cardwell out in front. Fox in second spot. Alex Bergeron, we've got a caution flag coming to the racetrack. Looks like Shad Prescott and Kendall Tucker. Replay queued up there, ladies and gentlemen, should be playing for you on the screen. Shad Prescott and Kendall Tucker, the D1RT driver and the 06 driver, getting together once again. Of course, the last time this happened last week at Volusia Speedway Park, the 06 Motorsports racing driver ending up with a 1-week suspension. We'll see what happens with any penalties that may be assessed. Of course, we are under a Hanover Wrecker Service caution flag. Once again here, the first one of the main event. We've had several this evening. Once again, thank Hanover Wrecker Service for sponsoring those caution flags, as well as the Virtual Racing Network. Mr. Charles Wooten giving you the great shots, the awesome camera angles, and the fantastic graphic overlays and coverage, really, of these races. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to check out the Facebook page and YouTube channel of the Virtual Racing Network. Of course, Team Victory Lane Racing hosting these races, moderating these races. Really, I think that these guys have been doing, they've been a league now for 13 years, I believe, and they've just been getting better and better as things go on, as the years go by. They know what they're doing. They run tight ships. They run great races here, and you're seeing that tonight. Of course, Race on Texas as well for helping out. Been a member of that crew for quite some time. It's an absolute honor to be working under the name And the Kenny Wallace Dirt Racing Experience, of course, 20-lap session in any car at any track for the series champ. That is just absolutely awesome to have those guys on and helping us out here with the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Of course, South Texas Speedway going to open up the season on March 7th, 8th, and 9th with the Jerry Whitaker Memorial. $2,000 to win on Thursday and Friday, $8,900 for the winner on Saturday. We are going to try this one mo again here. Coming off of turn number 4, it's going to be a double file restart. Hayden Cardwell is your leader. Let's see what Hayden can do off the get-go here. The green flag is back out. There's a little bit of contact there off the start. And Fox going to get slid up the racetrack. Alex Bergeron going to get around him there on the restart as we cross the start-finish line for the first time and back under green. 5 laps complete, 55 to go. Hayden Cardwell knows that Alex Bergeron is there behind him. And we got another caution flag, a Hanover caution flag coming out. That one is going to be for Blake Majulis. Blake getting together there and going around at the top of turn number 4. Some heavy damage on the 127 machine. Replay once again queued up there for you, ladies and gentlemen. Should be coming at you here in just a moment. So Hayden Cardwell, steer leader. The Hanover Wrecker Service caution flag back out again here in the main event. Of course, once again, for the first half of the race, these caution flag laps are counting. Tell you what, folks, I really think that a lot of this is just the shape of this racetrack. It is tricky to run here and be good here and consistently hit those entry marks. Like I said, the speed that these drivers are carrying is insane down the straightaways, and these corners are so tight. It's almost like akin to running at USA Speedway here in the iRacing service. Long straightaways, very tight corners. And you come up on people quick, fast, and in a hurry, and the car can get out from underneath you, and there's a fence on the inside and the outside. So there's so many things that come into play here, so many factors that these drivers have to worry about. It can get out from underneath you, and Blake is a very capable driver. Don't think that anything was done on purpose. So unfortunately for him, that's going to put him at the rear of the pack. And it's still Hayden Cardwell out in front. Cardwell getting the first 2 wins of the series here back on January 25th. The first one there at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Picked up the win at Lanier as well. First race there in February. And is out in front of the point standings. So, going to have Alex Bergeron on the outside, though. You cannot count out the Canadian Phenom. Like I said earlier in the broadcast, 3rd place overall in the 2018 World of Outlaw Late Model Points Championship for iRacing. And that again, is the official iRacing series. And then 2nd place in the sprint car side of things. So, Bergeron, no slouch in iRacing. Going to let Cardwell get a good start there on the inside, though. And Bergeron going to have to play offense from the outside of the racetrack as Cardwell leads the field back into turn number 1. 9 laps complete. That time by 51 to go. We go back underneath the bridge into turn number 3. Cardwell out in front. He's going to slide all the way to the wall. Bergeron trying to get underneath him down the front stretch into turn number 1. Those drivers nose to tail coming into the first set of corners, and Bergeron going to drive deep into turn 1 all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack. Look at Dylan Fox lifting the left front wheel in the 999 machine, the D1RT Sim Sport number 999. Sitting pretty right now in 3rd spot. A podium finish. Got to be good for the 999 machine. But I tell you what, Bergeron would love to get around Hayden Cardwell here. And Cardwell holding his own with the Canadian Phenom, one of the best drivers in iRacing in the world right now. Sitting in 2nd spot to a young man out of Tennessee, Hayden Cardwell. The winner of the first 2 races of the series back in January and February. Would love to pick up race number 4 and make it 3 out of 4 in the W column. Of course, he is sitting atop the point standings right now, but only 35 points separate the top 10 in the standings. 12 laps have now been completed, ladies and gentlemen. 48 to go. We go back down into turn number 1. It looks like Cardwell maybe playing a little defense there on the bottom of the racetrack, running a little bit lower. than he had been the last few laps, and now the car slips up the racetrack. Here comes Bergeron to the inside. Is it going to be enough? No. Cardwell going to hang on to the lead at the stripe. Alex Bergeron, though, not letting him get away there in the 12 machine, working the bottom of turns 3 and 4 once again. Chase Cabret has now gotten around Dylan Fox for the third spot. The Wicked Cushion number 54 machine charging towards the front, and here comes the 2 machine of Dylan Hauser there in 5th spot, looking to the top side of the racetrack, going to try to motor around everybody. Bergeron with his best look to the inside so far this time. Bergeron down to the bottom of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. Is it going to be enough? No, it's still Cardwell off the top of the racetrack with the top spot coming down the backstretch into turn number 3. Those drivers separated by .091 seconds at the stripe. Bergeron, trying every trick in the book to get around the number 7 machine, has closed the gap 3 times now, and Cardwell seems to just make something happen around the outside and hang on to that top spot. He's led every lap so far. 16 laps complete, 44 to go. Looked like Cardwell got into the outside wall one more time that time around as we come down the front stretch into turn number 1. Bergeron looking to the inside in the 12 machine. So on board here with Alex Bergeron, take a look in the cockpit. You see what Alex sees right now as we're working the very bottom of the racetrack. The bottom side can be just as fast as the top, but you've got to have the finesse, you've got to have the car control, and be aware of where your car is and where the other driver's car is as you work the bottom of this racetrack. We go back down into turn 3. Through turn 4, trying to slide Hayden Cardwell up the racetrack just a little bit. You see the damage there on the rear of the number 7 machine and the bumps that are starting to form on the front stretch. Jumping back out of the race car, we look back down the back straightaway. We're looking backwards towards Chase Cabret there in the 54 machine. The Wicked Cushions number 54 has closed the gap on Bergeron to next to nothing. Meanwhile, Hayden Cardwell has managed to pull away just a little bit. We got about a 1/10 of a second that time. Here comes Bergeron with a good run off the inside of turn number 2, though. Alex being very patient. There have been so many opportunities that Alex could have just slid up the racetrack. We're 3 wide now for the lead, and a caution flag comes out. Hayden Cardwell saved by the Hanover Wrecker Service yellow flag. Yellow flag this time coming out for the 25 of Tyler Ducharme. The replay is up and ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. Should be ready for you now. You see the heavy damage there on the 25 machine. Hayden Cardwell got to be relieved, so to speak, to see that yellow flag because Bergeron was coming. Had a good look to the inside of turn number 1 a couple of times. Alex, like I said, no slouch in either a late model or a sprint car, was 3rd overall in the 2018 World of Outlaw Late Models Championship with iRacing and 2nd in the sprint car division with iRacing. So a very versatile driver. I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it's drastically different driving a sprint car and a late model in this simulator. It takes a lot of skill to do either one well. It takes an enormous amount of time, practice, and patience to be great at both. So, Alex Bergeron, no slouch, absolutely one of the best when it comes to iRacing, period, racing today. Rolling around here under caution once again, ladies and gentlemen, the Hanover Wrecker Service yellow caution flag coming out. 23 laps have now been completed. We are getting closer to that halfway mark here. And once again, the top half here, the first 30 caution flag laps do count. And for the second 30, they will not count. KT King going to be keeping track of where we are in the race for the last half. So some interesting way of doing things. But it seems to work. I really enjoy it. So that's how it's worked for us so far for the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Yeah, Alex Bergeron there having some netcode issues. It looks like the 12 car blinking and blinking and blinking. Wonder where Winkin and Nod are as we go back green flag racing, and it looks like Alex Bergeron being removed from the server. So unfortunately for Bergeron, his night going to come to a close. we'll call it catastrophic engine failure there for Alex Bergeron in the 12 machine. Meanwhile, that's going to give second spot to Chase Cabray. Hayden Cardwell had to be concerned about Bergeron there behind him, and now he's got to be concerned with Chase Cabray. I tell you what, Cabray, no slouch in his own right. Good sprint car driver as well. We saw him in the Race on Texas Sprint Car Series. And Chase out here getting it done in second spot here at Williams Grove Speedway. The Wicked Cushion number 54 machine holding down the runner-up position as we creep ever closer to the halfway mark here in night number 4 of the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Dylan Hauser in third. Adam Elby with a great run tonight in fourth spot. I would love to see Adam get a race win here in the late model series, the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Adam was so close several times in the RaceOnTexas.com Sprint Car Series, and as I'm paying him compliments here, he and the 2-car of Hauser get together. And it looks like Virgil Graham getting into the 2-car of Hauser as well. Hauser up into the wall and actually out of the speedway, and Hauser on pit road. That is going to shuffle him well back in the running order. And we've had a pass for the lead, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for missing it, but Chase Cabray out in front has gotten around Hayden Cardwell. Cardwell back to second. Adam Elby in third. Your 2018 World of Outlaws Late Models points champion, Zach Leonardi, up to fourth, his best run of the series thus far. Going to be halfway home this time around off of turn number 4. Right about now. 30 laps complete, 30 laps to go for Chase Cabray. Chase out in front by 0.653 seconds. Hayden Cardwell seems to be fading just a little bit, falling backwards. Not necessarily very, very far, but still, 0.6 of a second is a lot of time here on a racetrack of this size and when the cars are this fast. We're still in the 20.4 second range, and Cardwell was actually faster than your leader that time around with a 20.335. So Cardwell maybe can come back up here. Got plenty of time to catch, to run Chase down, retake the lead, and maybe make it 3 out of 4 here in the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. So Cabray right now out in front. And this would, we've got another Hanover Record Service caution flag coming out. Of course, these caution flag laps will not count. It looks like the yellow maybe for DJ Kilinowski. Replay should be queued up here for you, ladies and gentlemen. Charles Wooten got it on kill this evening. 32 laps down, folks, and 28 to go. Chase Cabray, your race leader. Once again, we're pacing around here under the Hanover Record Service caution flag. 32 laps down, 28 to go here in the main event, night number 4 of the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. If you like what you're seeing, go ahead and feel free to share that broadcast. Still plenty of racing to go. Show it over to your buddy. Be like, hey, man, I hope you like what you see here. I sure do. And if you enjoy this, share it with your friends. Once again, be sure to follow the Virtual Racing Network Facebook page and the YouTube channel. Smash the subscribe button, ring the bell. You can get notifications when new videos get posted. Looks like we are going to have double file restarts here, folks, and your leader is still the 54 of Chase Cabray. Some close racing here, ladies and gentlemen, and it's just hard here. We got a lot of contact. You can see a lot of damage on a lot of these race cars, and I don't think any of it really is intentional, but it's just close, hard racing. These guys want to win. You know, Zach Leonardi there in 4th spot, your 2018 World of Outlaw late model points champion with iRacing. He's got he's got a target on his back. You know, he's considered one of the best in late model racing here with iRacing, and he's running in 4th spot right now. Has yet to get a win in the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. So Zach with something to prove, and one of the big names here in iRacing as we go back green. Everybody gunning for that 24 machine as we motor down the back chute into turn number 3. Should be 33 laps complete here off of turn number 4. Still Chase Cabre out in front. Hayden Cardwell in 2nd. Adam Elby is 3rd. Zach Leonardi in 4th. Virgil Graham rounds out the top 5. And Leonardi running down the 39 of Adam Elby, the driver out of California, sitting in 3rd spot right now. Leonardi giving chase there in the 24 machine, the iRacing I flag. Colin Signs back to number 24 machine. Gonna get around Elby down the back stretch. They're wheel to wheel into turn number 3. Leonardi nice and smooth and straight on the bottom of the racetrack through turns 3 and 4. But Elby not giving up without a fight. That time, though, it is Leonardi by a wheel at the stripe. Zach Leonardi up to 3rd spot, is now on the podium in the iRacing I flag. Colin Signs, number 24 machine. Adam Elby back to 4th spot. Virgil Graham is in 5th. He's got his hands full with the D1RT racer. That's Dylan Fox in the 999 Special. Fox going to get around there. Going to get around Graham and Elby there. A 2-for-1 deal off of turn number 4 for Dylan Fox. He shoots up to 4th position on the racetrack. We've got another Hanover Wrecker Service caution. This time it is for Shad Prescott in the 41 machine, and DJ Kilinowski upside down on the backstretch. Prescott with a lot of damage to the 41 machine. Replay should be up and running here in just a moment. We'll get them re-racked and restacked here, folks. Behind your leader, it's still Chase Cabre out in front. Looks like 36 laps have been completed. That'll give us 24 to go. Once again, these laps now not counting. These caution laps are not being scored. AT King keeping track of everything. Good run this evening for Zach Leonardi. He has got to be excited with where he is right now. Sitting in the 3rd spot, got his best run so far of the series going. Zach, like I said, your 2018 World of Outlaw late model points champion through the official iRacing Professional Series. Has come here and run, I believe, every night of the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series, but has struggled so far in the series. And having a good run this evening. Good to see Zach out in the top 3 on the podium right now. We're more than halfway through this race. Got 36 laps complete. 24 to go. AT King right now talking to the drivers about some penalties being assessed or not. Doesn't look like any penalty is going to be assessed from that last caution, so we're going to re-rack them, restack them, double file, get them set to go here. 36 laps complete, 24 laps to go. Chase Cabre out in front, the Wicked Cushion 54. The H&M Motorsports number 7 machine of Hayden Cardwell in 2nd spot. Cabre with a good start off the inside, leads the field down the front stretch into turn number 1. Cardwell in the 2nd spot. Here comes Leonardi. Zach Leonardi challenging on the inside. Right now he's in the 3rd spot. He's side by side with Cardwell off of turn number 2. On board here with Zach Leonardi. You can see what Zach sees, what it's like to drive one of these things around the racetrack. You see him sawing on the wheel. Leonardi trying to make this thing work. Oh, we've got another yellow flag out. This time it's Austin Carr, last week's feature winner. Going off the racetrack. Carr is upside down in the middle of the racetrack. The replay queued up, ready to go here, ladies and gentlemen. Charles Wooten once again on it tonight. 37 laps now complete, 23 to go. These drivers got to be concerned about fuel here in the cars. Of course, the fuel load burning off. going to change the way the cars handle. They have to prepare for that. You got to put enough fuel to make it well over 60 laps. You cannot just prepare for green flag laps, as we have shown you here tonight with the Hanover Record Service cautions coming out several times in this feature race. You have really got to prepare and figure out exactly how much of a fuel load you're going to need, because you don't want to run out, because there's nothing you can do once the car is out of gas. That is pretty much it. There's not enough time like there would be in a paved NASCAR race to actually make a pit stop, get back out there, and make the time up. So especially now at this point, we're well over 30 laps into this deal, just a little bit over 20 laps left to go. That's not enough time to come back up through the field if something should go wrong. So these drivers have got to prepare for how the cars are going to feel throughout the course of the race. And you can't just plan on where you are. You've got to plan on where you want to be. Looks like it's going to be another double foul restart this time around. KT King, they're talking to him on the press box channels, or the race control channel, telling the drivers that we're going to try this double foul one more time. If we get some laps in, we may stay double foul, but if we get another instant caution there, I think they're going to go single foul restart. Looks like Virgil Graham and DJ Kilinowski given the EOL penalties there. So race control getting everybody sorted out. We should get a green flag this time off of turn number 4. Chase Cabray, Hayden Cardwell, Zach Leonardi, Dylan Fox, Adam Elby, your top 5. Cabray with a good start off the inside. Down the front stretch into turn number 1. Cabray going to lead the field out of turn number 2. Look at Zach Leonardi, wheel to wheel once again with Hayden Cardwell down the backstretch into turn number 3. Leonardi working the bottom, the racetrack really starting to slick up and blacken up through the corners. The outsides of the straightaways. Ooh, there looks like there was a little bit of contact there between Leonardi and Hayden Cardwell. Leonardi going to take over the second spot. Cardwell slides way up the racetrack, but is battling back on the outside of the backstretch as Leonardi now slits up to the top side of the racetrack through 3 and 4. Cardwell going to try to cross him up. They're 4 wide for a brief moment underneath Zach Leonardi. That was Cardwell, Leonardi, Fox, and Wilson putting on a heck of a show there for you, ladies and gentlemen, off of turn number 4. Chase Cabray, a .574 second advantage over Zach Leonardi there in second spot. Looks like we're going to get another Hanover caution, or Hanover Record Service caution flag here. Shad Prescott on pit road. Replay should be queued up there for you, ladies and gentlemen. Charles is going to put that on the screen for you now. 40 laps now complete. 20 laps to go here. Laps to go in your main event here for the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series with Team BLR, the Virtual Racing Network, RaceOnTexas.com, of course, the Kenny Wallace Dirt Racing Experience as well, supporting us here with a 20-lap experience to the winner of this series in any car at any track in 2019 that series happens to stop at. And, of course, Hanover Record Service sponsoring our yellow flags here. Of course, we've had several of them tonight. That is definitely the exception and not the rule when it comes to this victory lane racing stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, like I said, they draw the best of the best, really. And you've got your 2018 World of Outlaw Points champion sitting in second spot. Zach Leonardi, of course, is a real-world super late model racer as well. And he is 17 years old. So, Zach, no slouch to actual real-world super late model racing. Looks like we may be, I think we're still going to be double file restarts here. I don't see that we've changed to single, so. Looks like 40 laps complete. 20 laps to go. Another double file restart here, folks. On the front row, you've got Cabray and Leonardi side by side. I tell you what, Chase Cabray, of course, likes being out in front, but when that caution flag comes out, and you've got to start off the inside of this thing. There's not a lot of grip there on the bottom of turn number 4, right there off the exit. So Cabré maybe at a little bit of a disadvantage, and Leonardi not going to give him any room to get away here on the start. We'll see what we get coming through turn 3 off of turn 4. Ooh, Cabré fires early. Going to catch Leonardi sleeping there. Zach going to lose a little bit of ground on the start. We get the green flag back into turn number 1. Look at Dylan Fox. The 999 machine getting a great restart that time. Had looked to the inside of Leonardi through turns 1 and 2. Not enough to take over that second spot. Ooh, your leader, Cabré, getting into the outside retaining wall that time around. 41 laps down, 19 to go here. Chase Cabré bouncing off the retaining wall in turns 3 and 4. And you can see a good example there, ladies and gentlemen, rolling through turns 1 and 2. The difference in the width of the racing surface on either end of this racetrack. This track really narrow through turns 3 and 4. You can see these drivers using all of the surface that they possibly can, even here in turns 1 and 2, sliding nearly all the way to the wall. Still 125 miles an hour into turn number 3. Cabré not letting any grass grow under the wicked cushion. 54 machine hangs onto that top spot by about 0.4 of a second. Bangs the outside wall down the front stretch. Here comes Leonardi. Leonardi closes the gap through turns 1 and 2. Cabré all the way off the throttle, rolling the car through the second set of corners, trying to keep it out of the wall. Puts that right rear tire on that little bit of a cushion around the outside and lets her eat all the way down the front stretch into 1. Once again, sliding all the way through the dry slick stuff of turn number 1. Off of turn 2, down the back stretch, a little bit of a bump developing just past the bridge, and things are getting hot and heavy behind your leader. Cabré in that top spot. Leonardi got his hands full now with Dylan Fox. Fox got his hands full with the battle between James Edens and Hayden Cardwell. Cardwell slips back to 5th. Your point leader right now, after having dominated the first 2 weeks, we've got 45 down and 15 to go. Cardwell having some trouble here in the late stages, had led most of the first half of this race. 46 laps complete, 14 to go this time by. Cardwell trying to fight back through the top 5 and make his way towards the front of this race. Once again, like I said, led most of the first half, but right now is battling with Dylan Wilson trying to hang on to 5th. Wilson right now running 6th in the 80 machine, the D1RT Racing, Trevor Fitz Racing number 80 machine, trying to run down the Evil One Graphics H&M Automotive number 7 car. Good battle side by side for second spot. It's Leonardi right now in the Collins Signs number 24 machine, hanging on to that second spot, but here comes Dylan Fox with a good run down the front stretch into 1. Fox having to get on the brakes just a little bit before Leonardi. Zach drives it in deep into turn number 1, hangs onto that second spot. Same story down the back chute. It's still Leonardi in the second position. Tell you what, Cabré almost a second advantage. A 0.821 seconds to be exact over Leonardi there in the second spot. Back trying to hold on to that runner-up position right now as Dylan Fox closing the gap there. It's less than 2/10 as we cross the start-finish line. Going to be 50 down and 10 to go this time by. The sun has set here on Williams Grove Speedway, and I've heard these drivers say once the sun goes down, maybe the track starts to come back, it cools off. We've got new dynamic weather and dynamic sky here. Oh, and Leonardi grabs the inside retaining wall there in turn number 4, knocks the nose off. We get another Hanover Wrecker Service yellow flag. Looks like it's J.D. Brown in the 14 machine bringing out the yellow flag this time around. Caution footage there is queued up, ready. The replay going to be on the screen for you. Charles got you all set up there, folks. Looks like J.D. Brown going to be given an end-of-line penalty there in the 14 car. I tell you what, Leonardi had a good run going in second spot. Had begun to play a little bit of defense there and maybe sinking a little bit too low on the surface. Looks like he caught that inside retaining wall there in turn number 3. Took the whole nose off of the 24 machine. That is definitely going going to change the way that race car handles. And Zach's got 9 laps to go here. It's going to be a handful for those last 9 laps. We'll see if Zach can hang on for that second spot. Bray probably not very happy to see that caution flag come out after having built up almost a second advantage over second place car, Zach Leonardi. I think Zach was up about 9/10 of a second behind there when the caution flag came out. So Chase not going to be very happy to see that Hanover Wrecker Service yellow flag. And Zach may be a little bit happier about it. It's going to bunch things back up. I do believe it's going to be a double file, looks like, restart here. So we'll see what Zach Leonardi can do with that damaged race car there, the 24 machine. Going to be on the outside of that first row when we go back green flag racing off of turn number 4. Chase Cabray here, after having inherited the lead, has held on to it, made it worth it, up to about a second advantage before the caution flag came out. Cabray been very comfortable here the last half of this race. 9 laps to go. The fuel loads have got to be getting light here as we get the green flag once again off of turn number 4. And Cabray not with the start he wanted that time. Right down around the bottom of the racetrack, maybe bicycling a little bit off the wall. Going to slide up the track here in turn number 1. Look at Dylan Fox, the 999, on the bottom of turns 1 and 2. Fox in third spot, trying to maintain that podium position. We got another yellow flag coming out. This time it's Virgil Graham upside down on the backstretch. .42 machine with a heavy damage there with Virgil Graham. Of course, Carl's going to have the replay queued up, ready to go here for you. Looks like Virgil going to be given an EOL penalty that time around. Chase Cabray still your leader. Zach Leonardi there in second spot. Dylan Fox still third. Looks like 9 laps still to go here, ladies and gentlemen. 51 laps complete. I think we're going to try another double file restart here. And then we are going to turn them loose here. Looks like Leonardi going to join Chase Cabray there on the front row. Dylan Fox, James Edens, Hayden Cardwell, your top 5. Dylan Wilson, Tyler Ducharme, Howard Weaver, Tyler Hudson, and Adam Elby, the top 10. Kendall Tucker, Kevin Dedman, Terry Wolf, Nick Daffern, David Sutton, DJ Kilinowski, J.D. Brown, and Shad Prescott, rounding out the cars remaining. Should be getting a green flag this time off of turn number 4. Looks like the field bunched up again. Everybody double file. A long race here once again under the Hanover Wrecker Service caution flag. A lot of cautions in this race. These drivers have got to be concerned about where their fuel is right now, what that fuel load's looking like, and we're going to get the green flag this time back off at turn number 4. 51 complete, 9 to go. Not a great start for Chase Cabray. Has to run down Leonardi. Back down the front stretch into turn number 1. Race slides up towards the top of the racetrack. Here comes Zach Leonardi on the inside there in the 24 machine, running second right now. Dylan Fox still in third. James Eden still fourth now. Dylan Wilson cracks the top 5 after getting around Hayden Cardwell. Still out in front is Chase Cabray in the 54. He is still your race leader. Zach Leonardi still there in second spot. Dylan Fox, though, the man trying to charge towards the front. And your leader, Cabray, grabbing the outside retaining wall. 7 laps to go that time around. Chase Cabray is playing defense for sure. Zach Leonardi on the inside, going to take the lead off of turn number 2. Wheel to wheel down the backstretch into turn number 3. Cabray Gonna battle back around on the outside, retakes the top spot, but it's dangerous up there. It's treacherous up there. It's tricky through the middle of the corner, and I do believe it's Chase Cabray that time at the stripe, but by 7/1000ths of a second. Another yellow flag coming out here. The Hanover Wrecker Service caution flag gonna wave once again. Looks like this time it is gonna be for the 01 machine of Tyler Hudson. Hudson going to bring out the caution flag once again. Charles got the replay queued up and ready to go. Looks like Adam Elby being given an EOL penalty that time around, so maybe he involved as well. Looks like we're going to have another double file restart here, ladies and gentlemen. 6 laps to go. I tell you what, Zach Leonardi has got something going on with that 24 machine, and Chase Cabray better gather himself back up and get it down off the top, because that car does not look comfortable around the outside of this racetrack through 3 and 4. That one was real close. Chase Cabray got to be breathing a sigh of relief. The caution coming out with 6 to go. He had lost the lead, but we're going to go back to the previously completed lap, so that is why Cabray back out front. He led that last lap. I was mistaken. He did lead the last lap, but it was by 7/1000ths of a second. So Zach Leonardi not being toyed with tonight. He's tired of being in the middle or the back of the pack. He is ready to be up front. He has fought his way this evening up to a second place position. It's been a defensive race. You see a lot of cars here with a lot of damage to them. Been a lot of defense being played here this evening. 54 laps have been completed. 6 laps left to go here in the main event for the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Night number 4, halfway there, halfway through the season, through the series. And Leonardi find it in the 24 machine to bring it to life and carry some momentum through the rest of the season. He's been mired in the middle of the pack for these first 3 races. We are going to get a start this time off of turn number 4. Leonardi on the outside, Cabray on the inside. The green flag is out, and they are wadding them up on the start. The replay queued up and ready, ladies and gentlemen. It looked like Cabray did not take off on the inside, and everybody dominoed behind him. Cars beating and banging all over one another. We've got a lot of damaged race cars there after that one. The Hanover Wrecker Service caution flag coming out once again. While we're waiting to get this thing lined back up, it's going to be a single file restart here as we get ready to go with 6 laps left to go. Don't forget, folks, coming up April 9th and 10th, the 12th annual Team VLR Spring Fling. This year brought to you by Schaefer's Specialty Lubricants. $3,000 going to the winner of that race here for Team VLR. Once again, that's coming up April 9th and 10th. Real World Racing gets started at South Texas Speedway on March 7th, 8th, and 9th with the inaugural Jerry Whitaker Memorial. $2,000 to win on Thursday, $2,000 to win on Friday, $8,900 to the winner of the limited modified main event on Saturday night. It is IMCA Southern Sport Mod rules in effect for the Jerry Whitaker Memorial. You can find all the information at South Texas Speedway's website. That's southtxspeedway.com, southtxspeedway.com. If you're wanting to come watch the show, you can order tickets through the website as well. You can get those pre-ordered for all 3 nights. We will have an open practice on Wednesday as well. That would be March the 6th. Want to bring your car out, get things All the bugs worked out, tested, tuned, ready to go for Wednesday night, or for Thursday night, excuse me. Like I said, we'll be racing Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night there at South Texas Speedway. If you can't join us at the racetrack, the next best thing is RaceOnTexas.com's live coverage. Check out RaceOnTexas.com for pricing and other information about purchasing that pay-per-view broadcast. RaceOnTexas.com bringing you some of the best racing from all across the great state of Texas and into Louisiana as well. You can check out the website there, RaceOnTexas.com. We have a Netflix-like subscription service where you can watch all of our racing from the last, I would say there's at least 3 seasons worth of racing on there from all over the state of Texas and into western and central Louisiana. Some great racing, anything from stock cars to modifieds to sprint cars and anything in between there at RaceOnTexas.com. We go back green flag racing here with the Team VLR group, the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Night number 4, 6 laps to go here for Chase Cabray. Your leader down the backstretch off of turn number 2, Zach Leonardi in second spot. I figure Zach's got something up his sleeve, but he's going to have to reel in the 54 machine. He's going to have one more shot, I would say, at taking that top spot and grabbing the first win of the series here in the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Leonardi right there on the bumper, the 54 machine. Cabray's car is going away. The car very loose through the middle. I don't know if the fuel load is burned off just enough or if Cabray is just not used to this kind of slick racetrack here. But Cabray definitely playing defense with 4 laps to go. 56 complete. 4 left here. James Eden's trying to make it a 3-car battle for the top spot. He and Howard Weaver are having a great run here for the 3rd spot. Weaver's made his way up to 4th position. Going to be 3 laps to go this time off of turn number 4. It's Cabray, Leonardi, Edens, Weaver, and Dylan Fox, the top 5. Here comes Leonardi once again on the bottom of turn number 2. Cabray with a great exit off the top of the racetrack, though, able to get the power down and win the drag race down the straightaway. 2 laps to go this time by, ladies and gentlemen. 58 laps complete here in the 4th race of the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. We exit turn number 2. Zach Leonardi with another good look to the inside, but it is not enough to take the top spot away from Chase Cabray. Cabray down to the bottom of 3 and 4. Definitely playing some defense here. 1 more lap to go. White flag in the air for the 54 machine. The Wicked Cushion, sponsored number 54. Half a lap to go. Off of turn 2 for the final time. Zach Leonardi going to have 1 more shot to get around Chase Cabray. Leonardi to the outside. Cabray on the bottom. Is it going to be enough? No, it will not. Chase Cabray going to grab the win. Zach Leonardi will be 2nd. James Edens 3rd. Howard Weaver 4th. And Dylan Fox gonna round out the top 5. Actually swap that. It'll be Fox in 4th and Weaver in 5th. Chase Cabray got to be happy with how that one turned out. He'll do a little celebrating on the front stretch there. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Chase Cabray, your winner. Zach Leonardi coming there in 2nd spot. Get Chase down here in the press box real quick. Get a real quick word with him. Picking up the win here in night number 4 of the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Chase, this is Nick in the press box. You got a copy, brother?
Yes, sir.
Say your last name for me. I saw a whole bunch of chit chat going on here in the chat. How do you say it, Chase?
It's Cabry.
Okay, Cabry. Okay, there we go. I've been saying it wrong the whole time. My apologies. I'll say it right.
You're all good.
Chase Cabry, I mean, good job tonight, first of all, man. A good run tonight. You had a hard charging Zach Leonardi there behind you. And knowing how successful he has been with the iRacing, World of Outlaws series in 2018, being the points champion there, did you feel more pressure than you normally would knowing he's there behind you?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think if anybody was behind me there, I was going to feel pressure. These late models aren't something that normally are my cup of tea, but I was able to capitalize there with just some couple notes from my teammates, and they helped me out a little bit, and I got up to the lead there and was able to hold them off. But I guess you could say a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while, because I was totally lost in these things 9 times out of 10. I just got a little lucky tonight.
Hey, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, am I right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take being lucky rather than good anytime.
It was a good run tonight, man. You had to be. I know I was concerned for all of you. We had several cautions there towards the end of the race, and you had to be concerned about a fuel load. I know you can put quite a bit in these tanks, but it kept, we kept rolling there. We had caution lap after caution lap after caution lap, and were you concerned about how the race car was going to handle towards the end of the race?
Yeah, I had got going there on that one run, and I got into a wall a little bit in 3 and 4, and I saw that he was able to hold the bottom side of me pretty well there, and so I knew I had to do something to protect the bottom, and so I tried running the bottom down there, and I blew turn 1, completely missed it, and I heard him drive up to my left rear, and then I did this. So I went down in the next corner, ran the bottom. It felt like I could run the bottom decently down there in 3 and 4, but up top, I down in 1 and 2, I knew I had to kind of slide myself and run the same line I had been running, because I had no business running the bottom. I kept blowing it lap after lap. So before I completely threw the race away, I changed it up a little bit. Top 1 and 2, bottom 3 and 4, and was able to come home with the win.
Now, this racetrack is a lot different. We talk about, Williams Grove's got these real long straightaways. It's not really very wide down the straightaways. It's real narrow, and turns 1 and 2 considerably wider than turns 3 and 4. How do you prepare for that? Because if you're running the top side on both ends of the racetrack, it's still a different racing line and a different technique. How do you prepare yourself for that?
You just run a lot of laps here. I have a lot of laps here in a sprint car, and just making laps. And then a while ago, me and a buddy of mine, Austin Carr, who's really good in these things, made, I'd probably say, 1,000 laps here. So in the late model, so I had a good understanding of what I needed to do to be fast, and got in here and, like I said, was able to make the right moves I needed to do, and was able to come home on the top step. But yeah, definitely the 2 corners are completely different from one another, and you just got to take it, treat it as 2 different racetracks pretty much.
Chase, like I said, a good run tonight. A combination, we'll say, of skill and luck. Who do you want to thank on the race car, brother?
I got to thank the guys at Swindell Speed Lab. We're typically a sprint car team, and we got James and James Eden. I think he ran 3rd, and Adam Elby and Justin Thomas. But we were able to come over to the late model side and flex our muscles tonight. So hopefully we can continue to do that, and come home victorious in the Pro Series later on.
Chase Cabry, once again, man, good run tonight. We hope to see you back next week.
Thank you, sir.
That's Chase Cabry, ladies and gentlemen. Your winner this evening. We'll grab Zach Leonardi, bring him down here. Your runner-up this evening. Zach, this is Nick in the press box. You got a copy, brother?
Yes, sir.
Good run tonight, man. Come up 1 spot short there. I thought maybe if we hadn't had that last caution there come out with about 6 to go, I think this one might have belonged to you.
Yeah, that caution felt real bad. Me and Chase were going back and forth really bad. I thought I had it when the caution came out, but we were neck and neck. So I was hoping to go back double file there and have a shot at it, but Chase played really good defense, and I can't complain about 2nd from 14th, and I was struggling really bad early on in the night. So I'm pretty happy with it personally. It was a really good racetrack for Williams Grove. Usually there ain't a whole lot of racing, and it was awesome 2-lane the whole night.
It was a really good run for you tonight, the best one you've had so far in the series. Talk to me a little bit about that. You're the World of Outlaw Points champion from last season with iRacing, the official iRacing Super Late Model Series. Do you feel more pressure than you think maybe some of these other guys do coming into a series like this? Everybody knows who you are. Everybody knows how well you drive these things. Do you feel the target on your back?
Not too much. I've raced with them guys, since day one during came out. It's just what really hurt me was starting the season off. I came in kind of underprepared because like the Chili Bowl was coming around, so I've been racing midgets all year since like the end of December, just midgets. And the setups on these things, they were kind of stagnant for like 6-7 months. And then when I came back at about the start of the season, I mean, we're doing crazy stuff with setups. So I was really off the 8 ball starting the season out. But I've done a lot of official racing, and we're kind of back on top of our program now. So I think the results start coming in. I hated I had to miss Volusia last week. The way the track state was, I feel like I probably could have had a shot at winning that race. But I think going forward, we'll have nothing but better finishes than what we started off with.
Now, I was just talking to Chase a little bit ago about the shape of this racetrack, and you mentioned that sometimes Williams Grove is a difficult beast. It's super fast. The speed here is insane. I don't care what you're driving. You're going faster here in any particular class of car than just about any other track that we have, and these corners are so tight and so sharp. You've really got to be a confident in your car, and I noticed that you were running that bottom line through 1 and 2 and able to make it stick. How much time and effort do you put into a setup to where you know that it's going to work down around the bottom of this place?
Well, contrary to what I think most people do or what you'd expect, my setups I don't put like hours upon hours and upon hours into them. I feel like the more I get off of like standard kind of stuff, the worse I get. So, we learn like something's better, so I'll start the setup off with that, and we just take a little bit. But Williams Grove is different because it's the only track you have to set up for the straightaway too, because of how darty these cars get down the straightaway when you get the holes and just how long it is. The 4-bar doesn't want to hold up and all that kind of stuff. And that whole run, interestingly enough, that I was running like bottom 1 and 2 and top 3 and 4, I was flipping my 3-wheel brake switch every straightaway of every lap because I was running 4-wheel for the bottom and 3-wheel for the top. But setup-wise, it's pretty crazy, and the shape's interesting because you're going so fast in the straightaways and so slow in the corners, and it makes the way you drive it. It's unlike anything else.
I think that's the biggest thing that folks don't quite understand. If you've never driven either a real car or an iRacing car on a track like this, is you're exactly right. You're cutting your speed in half twice a lap. You're doing 125 or 130 miles an hour down the straightaway, and you're down to 65 or 70 going through the corners. You've got to be consistent on the brakes. You've got to be consistent with your steering input, and you've got to be adaptable to run either the bottom or the top. And it just, for me, knowing what it takes to be good at this thing, and I'm not good at it, but watching y'all and how the skills that you have and the skills that you bring to the race is always impressive, man. And it was a great run tonight. I really think that had we not had that last caution with 6 to go, that this one might have been yours. But nonetheless, Zach, good run. Glad to see you back out on top here and making the podium with the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Who do you want to thank on the race car, man?
First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to iRacing iFlag. Those guys make some of the best iRacing equipment out there on the market. I personally use one of their pit boxes all the time when I race, and it's one of the best tools I have. Other than that, I want to thank Dead Zone Racing. This is one of Tyler's best tracks, and so he gives a lot of really critical input coming in here. And Cole didn't have the luck tonight, but Cole's been helping us a lot since we added him on the team. Casey and all them guys, and Colin Signs, and that's Auto Electric. That'll pretty much round it out. I thank you guys for the broadcast and everyone for putting it on. Absolutely,
man. Like I said, good to see you on the podium this evening. Good run, and hope to see you back next week doing as well.
Thank you.
Zach Leonardi, second spot tonight. We'll grab the rounder out of the podium, so to speak. Mr. James Eden's bringing it home in third tonight. James, this is Nick in the press box. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Good run tonight, brother. Third spot. Maybe not, maybe too short of where we wanted to be, but still a good run nonetheless, man.
Yeah, I think we started 21st there, so 21st to 3rd on that track is definitely nothing to be too ashamed about.
Yeah, you're dodging wrecks and passing cars all night, man. How's it feel? The car seemed to be pretty much where you wanted it.
Yeah, the car was actually really good. Chase won. He's on the same stuff we're running, so we definitely got speed. I got a little damage coming through the field, and I think that's what kept me from getting up there at the end once I got up front. So just, it's how it goes sometimes, but it was still a good run.
Now, this racetrack really intrigues me, and it's impressive to watch how much the track changes in the last maybe 20 laps once the sun goes down. I was watching the speed, the lap times were getting a little bit longer and a little bit longer as the track dried out. But boy, once the sun set and it came all the way down and it got dark and the track started getting cooler, the speed started picking back up. How do you prepare for that? Do you know it's going to happen? And what do you do mentally to be like, okay, we're ticking them off here. The sun's going down. We're about to get faster.
I mean, I kind of prepared after last week. At Volusia, we kind of learned that once the sun went down and you get most of the field burn off, you start picking the pace back up a little bit. So, I mean, you prepare for it as much as you can. Really, you never know exactly what's going to happen, or got to be good throughout the whole race too. So,
right,
it's tough.
And tell me, so we had some good runs. We had quite a few cautions tonight, which I tell people all the time is the exception and not the rule with this group. They're some of the best, dirt drivers in iRacing that we can get, that you can find, and they're here every weekend with us, and it's always good racing with these drivers. But we had that last caution with like 5 or 6 laps to go. You and Zach were catching Cole at a pretty good pace. The top 3 really were there pretty good together. Were you upset to see that caution come out? Do you feel like you needed it? What was going through your mind when that happened?
I mean, I wasn't too upset. It gets a little nerve-wracking because you don't want the guy behind you to get in you on the start and end up turned around. It's really the one thing that scares me the most. But I mean, it helped Chase out a lot up front because I think Leonardi was just about to get by him on the bottom. So, I mean, it worked out in his favor. Maybe not so much in mine. If they could have got racing, I could have snuck by, but you never know.
Well, James, it's always good to see you here on the podium, man. I know that the team you're a part of is primarily a sprint car team, and these are definitely not sprint cars. They are a completely different beast. How does it feel maybe to hop into something that's not typically your comfort zone and still do pretty well with it?
I mean, it feels good. I think it shows, how talented we are, and I mean, I will say we probably put in maybe a quarter of the work as the other top guys in the late models do. I haven't even ran a lap since last Tuesday. I mean, on iRacing or in a late model or in anything. It's just kind of learning stuff on the fly, adjusting, for track to track. That's my second time in a super late model at Williams Grove. So the first time was for the Pro Series, and I normally stay away from it because it can be, like you said. I mean, it was caution filled. It normally happens at Williams Grove. It's tough. It's tight. It's big speed differences going into the corner between top and the bottom. Just it's one of the tougher places.
Well, then that's got to make you feel even better with a stacked field and a difficult track. And Zach and I were talking about that in his interview just a moment ago. But you're doing 130 miles an hour down the straightaway, and you're down to 65 or 70 when you get to the corner. So you've got to be prepared for how the car is going to behave. They get awful squirrely on these long straightaways, especially once we start developing bumps. So I mean, the amount of skill and control that you all show, all of you really out here in these races, is always impressive to me.
Yeah, yes, yeah. The other thing, this place, yeah, when it gets rough, you're hanging on for dear life. It's not so bad in the late models. They're a little heavier than something like a sprint car or a midget or something around here. Is just good luck.
Well, James, another good run tonight. Who do you want to thank on the race car, man?
I just got to thank the guys at Speed Lab, VLR, and you guys for broadcasting it. It's always a good time.
Well, James, congrats once again on a third place finish tonight, and we hope to see you back next week.
Thank you, sir. Hope to be up front again.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's your top 3 finishers from this evening. A great night of racing that we had here at Williams Grove Speedway. And I knew coming in that the speed that these guys were going to be carrying down the straightaways and with the tightness of these corners, this is definitely one of the more difficult tracks that we see in any series across the iRacing service, just because of the shape, really. And these super late models, they're a heck of a beast to be handling down the back straightaway at 135 miles an hour going through the hoops or the bumps there, and it's always incredible to see some great racing and some awesome car control from these guys, the Team VLR. Hope to see y'all back next week. This was the 4th out of the 8-race series, so we are officially halfway home here in the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. We're going to see you back next week. That is February the 26th. We'll be at Limaland Motorsports Park for a 75-lap main event around the quarter-mile bull ring. I'm going to hand it back up to Charles in the production studio, and he'll sign us out for the evening. Thank you once again so much for tuning in to the fourth night of the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series here with Team VLR and the Virtual Racing Network.
All right, we are back in first. Real class, we are cutting in and out with our audio here. We are seem to be cutting in and out. It is on my end. We are going to have that addressed tomorrow morning immediately, if not tonight. But regardless, we want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. Of course, we want to thank all of the sponsors here for this race. Those do include, of course, Hanover Wrecker Service, also on the broadcast side of things. And it couldn't be here without South Texas Speedway, Team VLR, and of course the Kenny Wallace Dirt Racing Experience. A big shout out to all of those partners for coming on board, and of course all the partners here for VRN for 2019. Those do include Northwest Racing Series, Walls Beard Co., Race on Texas, Sim Speed Shop, iBog, Racecore, Hanover Wrecker Service, On the Edge Motorsports, and of course Huffman Designs. That will do it here for tonight's race. We will see you next Tuesday night with some more racing. I believe we're at Limaland next week, so we'll see you there with some more super late model racing action.